the most out of your time at work with Karen Gately. Leadership and People Management Specialist.
Look, we hear a lot of talk about your brand and building it and all that kind of gear, but some people probably don't even know what your brand is. In fact, I don't know what my brand is. Karen, please help us with this.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is about understanding the way you're perceived. Okay. And obviously this morning we're talking about in the context of work. And, so your professional brand really is, what's that reputation? Okay. What are you known for? And at the end of the day, what does that mean for, either the opportunities you're able to win or, essentially getting ahead in your career?
So your brand doesn't necessarily need to be your own business. It doesn't need to be you as a sole trader.
It's more your reputation? Is that what it is? Kind of?
Well, exactly right. It's absolutely who you're known as a professional. So, to that point, you may well be self-employed, but really today what we're predominantly talking about is people who are employed. You're an employee, and, the impact that you're able to have in...
Karen!
What was she going to say? There was a great tip there. We are going to have to get Karen back after the break. So, Karen, we were talking about building your brand, and you were saying that it's about employees or people who are employed. Now, I see a lot of people rabbiting on about their LinkedIn pages. Is this a useful tool for building one's brand, or is it just one thing that we can look at?
Yeah, obviously, LinkedIn can be an incredibly powerful tool to not only build your brand but promote who you are. And so if you're looking for a new opportunity, you can guarantee that most employers are going to get onto LinkedIn and check you out. And obviously what they see is going to have a big impact on their perceptions. Okay. But really what we're talking about as an employee, your brand internally within your organisation is it's created by the decisions that you're making in each moment of every day around how you're thinking, how you're behaving, and, that obviously gives people perceptions about, well, can I rely on this person? Is this person somebody who's going to step up into a leadership role? Is this somebody who's going to handle this particular task or pressure well? So, again, it's, how do your... the leaders in your organisation, obviously your colleagues in the organisation, perceive your values, your attitudes, your capabilities, and therefore, as we were saying, your reputation, and ultimately, what they'll get you involved in and what they won't.
So I assume when you are looking at building your brand, that you are better off sort of kind of embracing the qualities that you already have rather than projecting that you're someone completely different, trying to make an impression that's a bit false.
Yes, absolutely. Great advice there, Crystal, because, the authenticity is key. Yeah. And if we're role-playing, if we're, trying to pretend that we're something we're not, that lack of authenticity is really obvious to people. Yeah. So try to be who you are, but just the best possible version of you. And, so... there are obviously things that we can model from other people or look to them and see how they hold themselves or, deal with certain situations, etc. But it is critical that you are absolutely being real, but very, very much, obviously striving to be at your best.
Okay, so I shouldn't go around telling everyone that I'm Meghan Markle? Is that
I mean, we can see that. No, it's very clear to us all.
You can see that.
Karen, what development tools can we actually employ to improve our own brand? So is it seeking out professional development? Is it looking for mentors within your own workplace?
Yeah, I think that the starting point is to be able to see yourself, to be able to assess what that brand looks like. So having a good hard look in the mirror sometimes is made easier when you have a good mentor who can have the honest conversation with you or help you to see your reality. You're clearly working with your manager around just your broader training and development. If you've got particular career aspirations, then having honest conversations with them about, what you're known for and what you can do to be known for the things you want to be. Okay. And, and then I think it's absolutely about there are programs you can do, there's coaching you can tap into, all aimed at, again, helping you to, as a starting point, understand your brand and then deliberately take the steps that you need to build that reputation.
Okay, and what about the big no-nos, Karen? What should we not be doing?
Well, look, I think,
Just got to see how many of these I can tick off.
Well, that's right, and the list is long, clearly.
Yeah.
But at the heart of your brand is your trustworthiness. So, to what extent do people actually trust who you are? Are you going to turn up and deliver, particularly at the standards that you've promised to? So the big no-nos have been unreliable, inconsistent. If you are unpredictable, then you earn a brand reputation for being somebody that's just difficult on some level. So again, the big no-nos, as you pointed out before, is no role-playing, no faking it till you make it, because typically people can see through that.
Yeah.
And then just make sure that you turn up and keep turning up, and that's most likely to lead to a positive brand reputation.
And is a no-no to outwardly talk about your brand in the office, like saying things like, I think that'd be bad for my brand. I'm pretty sure that would be a no-no?
Definitely.
Yes. No, please don't do that. Again, particularly in an Australian workplace culture, right?
Yeah.
Again, if you're being good-natured about it, I'm sure people will banter back.
Yeah.
But again, you can't force a brand outcome by talking about it. You can't say, well, this is what my brand is. People make their own decisions.
That is all very solid advice,
Don't reference
Karen.
one's own brand.
Please do not, and especially don't talk about oneself in the third person. Now, Karen,
No.
you will be back with us again next week when we discuss women in the #MeToo world.
Yes, we will.
That will be a very interesting one.
We will catch you again next Monday, Karen.